What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, closet swing traders. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are feeling good. We got last last day of the week. I don't know. I don't know. We're like 2 months away from a whole new year. It's crazy. This year is moving. But we got Albert House. Good morning to you. We got Bill. Good morning to you. Cheryl, George, Jay, Jeff, JT, Kevin, Marius. Good morning to Martina, Peter, Rick, Shane. All my people out in YouTube land. E Queens in the house. Good morning to you. Uh uh, I'm just gonna go DAHC Currency. Good morning to you. We got Joe. Good morning, Damien, Jeffrey, aka Mr. Fitz himself. All right, so what's going on with this week? We could we'll let's flip it right to the weekly chart. Well, today's, and I said this in the swing room yesterday. Today is going to be in an extremely important morning or closing to see where this one wants to close. But this would, if we can end green, which so far we're gapping up, this would mark the 6th week in a row, all green. Not really any pullbacks. We did have some kind of, I guess, during that time, we had some scary, like, okay, we're breaking down previous candles. Bulls came in with some sentiment and just locked us in higher. So, not really with all of we're hitting all time highs consistently every single day. We haven't done much this week. So, again, we'll see where today wants to end. Here's a good example, aka yesterday, where we gap up to all-time highs. We do pull back all day, pretty much selling, profit taking. We'll see what happens. Not a bad close yesterday. So we had coming into yesterday on this gap up, we had two spots. We're like, okay, maybe we get a small little pullback. This is technically an inside day of that bullish candle, but then again, that was a bearish engulfing candle of that one. So a little bit of a tricky, depending on where we thought. We thought we would get some kind of pullback. First spot we were looking for was 584.48. We messed around with that for a little bit. We ended up breaking, and then the secondary spot we had is exactly where we closed at 582.35. So my question is this really a bearish day? Did we actually put in a bearish day? No, I don't think so. I think it was just a pullback, healthy. People want to lock profits when you're at all-time highs. Makes sense. I think sentiment still remains bullish. That being said, let's watch for today. We got resistance somewhere around 584.35. Let's see if we could break that. 585 was a very strong level yesterday. We rejected that one to the penny a few times yesterday as well. So let's see if we can break 585. And then I think we're looking for where we opened yesterday, 585.86, somewhere in that zone. Anything above that is just going to be monster bullish. Either, hold on, let me change that. That's either monster bullish sentiment, or since we've had, what, 5-6 weeks in a row bullish, could be setting up for a good bear trap on Monday, but we'll see what happens. That's obviously that'd be a definitely a candle that would trap a lot of people if we gap down. Not saying that's going to happen, but just we're up pretty high. Otherwise, right now I think everything's still bullish. I think we have some options expiring. I'm going to use Tony's levels. He has 585. He's got a lot of option contracts, and he sees a lot of calls at 590. So maybe somewhere in there, if we could get above that 585, we'll see what happens. But could it be a big nothing day? The rest of the week was. So I don't know why that would change too much. We do have some earnings that came out. Let's look at the Qs first. But we're starting to get a little deeper into the earnings season. We got Qs, same thing. Really inside, even with that gap up, we were still inside the candle from Tuesday the 15th, so nothing really changed. Notably, you do have on the 16th a little bit of a bear trap. We gapped up, so maybe we have some bears trapped. You have some people probably taking some gains. Perfect close. We held the 491.13 zone like a champion, and today we're getting a gap and go. So I don't know really that bullish sentiment was gone yesterday, but more or less just taking profits and people looking to buy dips. And I think to buy the dippers are still kind of in this market. Look for resistance, I think somewhere around 497.53, and then we'll use yesterday's VPOC for some kind of support, a longer support, 491.89 if we get there. But otherwise, we still have this range somewhere in the 493.25 zone that you could get some kind of a bounce above. But pretty strong gap on the Qs. Pretty decent gap. We just got that one resistance above us. Maybe if we could take out that candle from the high of yesterday's open, maybe we will be a little stronger to take this 497.38. I don't know though. I don't know that we could get out of that zone. We'll see. We're gonna need that probably end of the day just nonstop buying push to get there. But we'll see what happens on that one. Otherwise, let me know if you guys got any tickers you want to take a look at. We'll pull up Netflix first since they had earnings. Definitely trapping some bears. Again, we're gapping almost, not quite, but almost into all-time highs. This is what 6% gap, something like that. It's not bad. Do we have any profit takers that wanted to take some gains? I think this one might be a little tricky because on one note, you're trapping recent bears. You even got a downgrade yesterday. Free market came out on Netflix. You had a pretty big selling day, and then they get saved with the earnings. So the earnings were pretty good on Netflix. We came in beating earnings per share by 5.5%. And then they came in with an extra 54 million ahead of what they were estimating. So fairly strong quarter. This is why I say it's tricky. Again, you have bears here, all being trapped, covering 1, 2, 3, 4, almost a good portion of day 5 of straight dropping. So I think they're a little bit worried. I would say, like, hey, I'm now losing money. Thanks a lot, Netflix. But then you have all of these bulls here. I think you got all of these bulls here. And some of those guys took profits. You got some new guys coming in. I would say this range more predominant. They might not have been feeling that great in the last couple days. Right? They might be like, man, why didn't I get out? I didn't know that was all-time highs until it was. Why didn't I just sell? They might have an opportunity to clear out some of their positions too. So I think we actually get probably a little bit of a chop day. I'd still remain more bullish than bearish. That being said, out of the gate, I think we probably, I don't know. I think it's gonna be a wild one. I'd first support I would look for is 730.46. And then if we come down a little bit more, probably like 724. So to the downside, I don't think it's that much. But I do think there's probably some people in here that have the opportunity to get out of their longs at a better price. And I think we get a little chop on it. But we'll watch it. I'd rather stay bullish on it than bearish. The numbers were good. We are gapping above all previous VPOCs. But I do want to see some kind of pullback first on that one. Jeremy Alexander Newsom was on Benzinga this morning. So if you guys saw him, he was talking about PNG, Procter Gamble. They came out with earnings. However, a lot has changed since he spoke. People must have been listening to him. I think we were sitting somewhere closer to, I think we were like 170.31. Maybe they have the conference call going on now or something, but we dropped another $2 since. At that point, it looked like a decent short. We'll see where this one opens. This one seems like it's moving. This has to be moving crazy. Yeah, we just took another leg down. I was pretty pumped to go short on that one. I don't think I could do it anymore. Maybe it still comes down. You have a little bit of support. And what this market? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get that one up. That one looks real good for a short. But that's when we were sitting somewhere close to 170.31. Clearly trapping a decent amount of bulls. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. However, you're also trapping that candle. Monster volume. People maybe kind of hanging in there. Even sitting through that last little dip. They're all trapped as well. You got a couple candles over here. Honestly, I think you have better risk through. I don't know if I'm gonna touch this one now. Man, they dropped this one. That was scammers. Those scammers, they got to it before I did. I think this might actually be, I don't want to play it, but this might be a little bit more of a fade at this point. I'd see if we come a little bit lower. I'd see if with the way we're trapping people, see if you get down to like 167.45. That's going to be my level either way. If we start breaking through it, I think then we we probably come down maybe close to this 200. I don't know. That's a monster move for P&G. I'd actually look for targets maybe closer to like 165.85. And then to the higher side, I think you probably got like 168, 169, somewhere in that zone. Maybe into that 100, 168.94. But now we're a little bit more in chop. We looked so good about 10 minutes ago, but that's the market. That's what happens. So I probably, I don't know, I'll actually probably stay away from it. VRDN is the first one I saw, so we'll pull that one up. Viridian Therapeutics. Let's see, are they gapping? Unless I'm missing something, I don't see like any crazy gaps on them, nothing like that. This morning looks to me like we're just kind of opening where we left off yesterday, so picking up the bag and continuing to walk. But this is all bullish. Nice breakout here. You have a little bit of a double top. I think we kind of made our way through that. You're also above a decent amount of volume. Watch out for $24.44. That would be my next resistance. I think bears might want to try to protect. It's not a huge level. We most likely get through it. And then I think longer term, you'll have one more little resistance somewhere around 25.87. But next stop on this one, I think, comes into like 27.08. So it looks bullish. Looks like it wants to continue. Not too shabby if you're already in it. Pre-market or day trade wise, one, I don't really know what the volume is on this one. But then two, yeah, it's kind of already moved. I'm not getting much edge before or after the market. BPS, Beach Energy. Is that the right one? Oh, you talk a bull put spread. Apparently, bull put spread is also Beach Energy. I was like, there's no way Mike is talking about Beach Energy. I don't even know. But 74 cents. So if you have an extra 74 cents laying around, no, I wouldn't even. I don't know if I'd even do that on Procter though. I don't know if I'd do a bull put spread. I would give it a couple days. I would give it a couple days. It's too fresh. I'm not sure. Based on the way it's moving, it almost feels like they're having their conference call now. Earnings weren't bad though. Earnings earnings per share, they did beat by 3 cents. So they came in a little higher there. They just missed on the revenue side of things, but the report wasn't bad. And again, I don't know what they're talking about on the conference call. You're still in a little bit of a good volume zone. So I think if you start breaking down 165, essentially that 200 moving average, uh, the next spot down takes you to like 162. To the higher side, if you break bullish, probably about, I don't know, 170. You have a little bit of room up to 172. I would let that 3-day rule after earnings come in, let it chop around for a little bit, get the craziness out of the way, and then probably if you want to consider it, it's probably not a bad idea. Baba, China is gapping up a little bit today. Big problem with Baba. The first thing that I see is we're gapping right into a resistance, but this is a bullish gap and go, so not bad there. I'd want to see this one get a little bit higher. Uh, I'd want to see some kind of open. Actually, we might be a little bit higher already. Yeah, we are. So now let's see if we get a little pullback. Let's see if we get a pullback into 103.25, but that's a good gap. Next resistance on this one, 105. That still gives you 105.14. That still gives you about $2 to the high side. I think you probably run into a little resistance from this candle on Tuesday. Just that opening price and then the high end of it. I don't think those are huge resistance points. But if you could get that high wave candle out of the gate, that might not be bad. Let's get Bob on the list. Let's also take a look at Baidu PDD as well. And then first target again would take me to 105.09. If we could break through that today, I'd be looking for like a 106.52 stretch goal, absolute stretch goal, 107.78. We're gonna need some more momentum in that. But yeah, give me a small high wave candle out of the gate. Wouldn't be bad on that one. Baidu, who sold we also kind of looking yesterday. I don't know if it was, I can't remember anymore, but day trade room, swing trade room, one of those rooms. We were looking at the Fibonacci's. So this one already kind of broke through the 618. The other ones are still kind of sitting almost at the 50% retracement from that breakout play. That being said, let's see, it's got to be China altogether. Billionaire investor Ray Dalio urges China to implement this to prevent debt crisis. They have the willingness to do that. That is the vaguest headline you could possibly write. I think ChatGPT would have been a little clearer to write that headline for him. China ADR surge. All right, so that's better. Uh, on central bank measurements to boost market. So that's positive. Yep. A little stibby coming through for China. Not bad. Um, yeah, actually might be trapping a little bit more bears on Baidu, to be honest. You have a lot of room. You got about $3 on this one. If we can make it back to, again, we're still gonna have to get through that Tuesday candle. I'd actually be looking at that one for a small little high wave candle. Maybe a pre-market break could do the trick. But I think we could probably fill that gap potentially today. Somewhere up at 99.15 as targets. And let me just look at PDD. Let me actually try to write the correct ticker in there. That would help. Now you have PDD gapping past the 100, the 50, and the 20. The only thing in our way, the 200, the only thing in the way is the 20. That's a little bit higher. That's at 131.55. This one's opening at a tad bit of resistance. Out of all of them, I think Baidu probably looks the best, I think, in terms of who we're trapping. But I would be leaning slight bull to all of them. PDD, if you could get through 129.41, I think the next target could take you up to about 135.54. Let's get that one higher on the list too. We'll see how that one wants to open. And I'm more likely to trade PDD or Baidu, just for me personally, because I don't own those two in the long term. I do own Baba. Snow. I don't love trading what I own typically. Depends sometimes. Mm, pretty good gap on Snow. Let's see, did they have any news? Snowflake rises as this is 15 hours ago. Rises as market takes a dip. Thanks a lot. Yeah, what was it? 2 days ago, 3 days ago? The entire market was tanking. We're in there on Snowflake on the short, and it just kept looking like it was the strongest stock in the world. And then eventually it did break down, got 3 pennies away from our target, bounced again. We still made a little bit, but yeesh, crazy. This one not bad. I would think that we actually, or I would. I mean, I don't really want to think anything to be honest. But what I would like to happen at least is we get some kind of pullback into this 119.59 zone. It did have a weird little bull edge to it when we were watching it as a day trade. But the lower I could get it, the better. That's a decent high wave candle off the 20. We are gapping above the 50. Give me that little bit of a pullback. This is a pretty solid looking bear candle. So maybe some bears want to get out. That gives us a pullback. Targets on this one I like 122.98. We'll see. But give me a little bit of a setup. Let's get that one higher on the list too. It's got some decent range to it. Decent. And then Jeff says might as well take a look at Tesla. Larkin says your Apple trade from VPOC to VPOC yesterday was spot on. Great call out. I'm glad you made some money on that one. Yeah, sometimes what I say makes sense. Most of the time though, no. Yeah, most of the time just I don't know. I don't I wouldn't do what I'm thinking. But every now and then. Great trade, Larkin. You got Tesla. Still choppy. And I think we try this one every day. I think we try this one every day. Um, and it's just been chopped. Not a bad open. Again, still inside day candle. We do have earnings coming out very soon. So the longer we stay in this Chopville, the crazier I think the earnings are going to be. Probably the wider the gap we're going to get on earnings, I would assume. That being said, look for support somewhere around 220.17. All of these supports almost every day. We're just running right through. We hold, we bounce. We've had 4 days of just increasing that VPOC. Yesterday was the only day we didn't. So maybe that's a small little pullback. Still a very interesting range. And I think your play on this one, maybe not even for a day trade purpose. It doesn't look today. Yesterday, it looked a lot more like it could run and break. Now today, you're gonna have resistance at 221.23, and we just really haven't got the momentum. So I think if you want to continue to day trade this one while we're in this chop zone, as soon as you get down into the 218.74, you're looking to buy, and then as soon as you get to the 221.23, you're looking to sell or short. It's kind of just been in that range for a little bit. And the fact that we're still above the opening price, at least on this candle with that volume, and you're still above all those VPOCs, I think I'd want to be a little bit more bullish out of the gate on Tesla today. You got that 100 right there, but the range has been horrific. Unless you think today's the day you get that breakout. I said this yesterday too. I was like, man, I'm just gonna keep trying Tesla every single day while we're in this chop zone, and then the one day I don't play it is when we break out. So I don't know. Maybe I don't play it today, and then you guys could just make some bags on that one, I guess. But I don't know. Still there. Earnings around the corner. Earnings probably going to be the next driver, and we're just kind of waiting for what happens. That being said, we have been running up usually ahead of earnings on most stocks. So maybe just the anticipation of earnings could break that out of that little chop zone. All right, we got Apple. Real nice gap. Real nice gap on Apple. I think we hit all-time highs a couple days ago, Tuesday. I think I would put it on my calendar today that we probably hit all-time highs as well, providing no craziness in the market happens or some news comes out. I think it's looking for all-time highs today. Uh, that being said, it is a gap and go from yesterday. Honestly, even yesterday's candle was more of a retest. I think this one pulls back first. I'm not sure how far this one pulls back. The first spot I'd be looking is 234.60 if I can get an entry. Otherwise, I think we might even be able to get into this 233.91 before we start to try to push. So let's see if we get a little pullback here. But I wouldn't be shocked at all if we're looking at it later today and we're like, okay, all-time highs. I get it. Jeremy says thoughts on MU close yesterday. Well, I think it's strong. I think it's a strong close. Even though that is a little bit of an inverted hammer, there's something different with MU than there is with SPY and Qs yesterday. You guys could figure that out. You obviously had some selling, but the whole market sold. MU managed to stay green while the Qs and the SPY both closed with a red candle. So it actually stayed a little bit stronger than the rest of the market did yesterday. I like this open a lot for MU out of the gate. I think you're going to hit resistance, obviously, at the high of yesterday, 114.13. I think you're going to hit a little more resistance, a decent amount of resistance at 114.84. I think that's a spot we can break through today if we get momentum from the rest of the market. So I think for us to break through this 114.84, the market has to be screaming because I do have a good resistance up there. If we get support of the market, I think we break through. We probably don't go much higher, but I think we get 116.18 today if the market wants to absolutely just rip. Otherwise, I would be looking to take profit somewhere around probably about 114.80 if you get it. Not a bad open. Again, even though there's a little bit of reversal signal, reversal hammer, as long as we stay above 112.68, we'll call it. I still want to remain long on this one. This one did actually hold up better than most things did probably in the market yesterday. We did not cover SMCI. I think I'm going to miss some targets today. I mean, some tickers today. I hope I don't miss targets today. I'd rather miss some tickers than targets. But what do we got? We got a lot coming in from you guys today. All right, we got SMCI. Again, not a bad close. It looks a lot like SPY, a lot like Q's. Very strong support. Somewhere down, and we did play this one. We made a little bit. We ended up getting out at the right time. We snuck in a few mini R's, few partial fractions of R's on this one. But we were buying it right in the zone. That was a good close, held support. We did reject the 50 EMA almost to the penny. So today, I think targets to the higher side is about 49.17. If we could break that, obviously we're looking probably at the open and right back into that 50 from yesterday. If the market is screaming and going crazy, then today could be that breakout day, and we've already hit that one. I think targets on a very bullish day would be 51.80, and that would be a pretty crazy move, I think. But we are holding that support. I would be very interested. I think we would have better risk reward in a bull direction than to a bear direction, and then I think you got stops somewhere sitting at 46.90, somewhere in that zone. But as soon as you start breaking this 47.70, that's when my little alert goes out, and I'm like, uh-oh, that's crazy. INTC. Um, I think they had some news. I think they're trying to now. I don't know if they're trying to sell. I didn't quite get the news, but I think they're trying to sell some division or portion of their chip, something or other. I made all that up, so just ignore it. But they had some news. It's not really reacting. We drew this one in the swing trade room yesterday, though. Uh, I think the chart is probably even more important than the news. We're just in this chop zone. This is still, to me, we have not broken down. We got some a little bit of a bear trap below it. I still like it long, but I think it's going to chop for a little bit. So I don't see too much craziness today coming out from it. Um, that looks like a big bull pennant pattern flag, and I think we do break out higher from here. But I don't know today's the day, honestly. Very tight range today as well. So support on this one, at least our first support 22.56. The next resistance up 22.86. If you could break that, you got a little bit better of a trade. That would take you probably into this 23.28. So I'd be looking for that for my high of the day stretch goal. I don't think we break out of this. Like I said in the swing room yesterday, I think we need almost one more push, one more drop, maybe a little hammer, and then I think we take off. So that's what I'm kind of looking for on Intel. I can't believe the bell rang already. Somebody get me a time machine. Otherwise, everybody in YouTube land, you guys are absolutely incredible. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. It is, about to have a 2 day break from each other. That's wild.